السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. طلاب الصف الرابع الابتدائي، أهلا ومرحبا بكم في Connect 4 ترم 1. والنهاردة إن شاء الله هنشرح مع بعض Unit 3 Lesson 4 Locus and his farm. And this is Miss Nadia with you. And now let's go and recognize some new vocabulary. Farm, farm. Dry land, dry land. Grandparents, grandparents. City, city. Polluted air, polluted air. Noise, noise. Work very hard, work very hard. And as you see, there are some people who are working very hard in a field. Rain water, rain water. Seeds, seeds. Later, later. Fruits, fruits. Animals, animals. Plant trees and flowers, plant trees and flowers. Happy, happy. Proud, proud. And now let's read Locus and his farm. But before reading, let's read this question and think to answer it. Look at the photos. What can you see? What do you think the story is about? As you see, there are 3 photos. In this photo, there is some dry soil, as you see. And here is a happy boy, and there are some trees behind him. And in this photo, there is a farm. So let's read the answer. I can see a happy boy. There is a farm and there is a dry soil. I think the story is about the desert land turning into green land and a wonderful farm. This boy lives on this farm. He is enjoying his life on the farm. And now let's read. Read and listen. Who is Locus? Locus and his farm. Locus lives on a farm in the United States. It is a very special farm. 40 years ago, the land was very dry. There was no farm. No one wanted to live there. Locus's grandparents lived in the city, but they didn't like it. They didn't like the polluted air and the noise. They wanted to have a farm. They decided to buy some land. At first, life was very difficult. They worked very hard and they planted millions of seeds. They used rainwater to water the seeds. They needed about a billion liters of water a year. So they needed about a billion liters of water a year. They grow many fruits like oranges and lemons. They brought animals to the land. They planted trees and flowers. Today, Lucas lives on the farm with his mom and dad. They are very happy and they have a good life. They are very proud of Lucas's grandparents. They used plants to make the land green. And now let's go to the questions. Work with a partner. Answer the questions. Question number 1. Why did Lucas's grandparents plant seeds? Why did Lucas's grandparents plant seeds? What do you think? They planted seeds because the land was very dry and nothing was growing. It was a desert. There were no plants or trees. So they planted billions of seeds. How did Lucas's grandparents change the land? How did Lucas's grandparents change the land? As you see, they worked very hard. They planted millions of seeds. They grow many fruit and they brought animals to the farm. Question number 3. Why do you think Lucas likes the farm? I think that Lucas likes the farm because he is very happy and he has a good life. He likes the fruit, the animals, and the fresh air. And here is another question. Do you like the story? Explain your answer. So, do you find the story boring, or it is okay, or it is interesting, or you don't understand the story? You can answer this question. If you like the story, you can say, yes, I do. I like the story. Yes, I do. I find it interesting. I like when the grandparents decide to leave the city searching for a clean environment and of course turning the desert land into green land is wonderful. So you have to explain your answer. Question number 5. Work with a partner. Why is it important to turn a desert land into farmland? So, is it important to turn a desert land into farmland? You can answer this question with your partner or by yourself by saying that I think turning desert land into farmland is important because it's useful for the environment to plant more trees and plants. They can give us oxygen and make air clean. So when we plant more trees and more plants, they can give us oxygen and clean air. Moreover, it's important to change the desert into green land because the population of our country is increasing every year. So we have to plant more and more crops. Okay. And here is another question. Work with a partner. What do you think was the most difficult thing for Lucas's grandparents to do? And why? So this is the first part of the question. Think, what was the most difficult thing for Lucas's grandparents to do? So I think that the most difficult thing for Lucas's grandparents was when they moved to the desert. There were no plants or trees. They had to work very hard, and they planted millions of seeds, and they succeeded. The second part of the question is complete the sentence. Farms are good for the land because. Farms are good for the land because farms can help us. They gave us crops, fruits, and vegetables. They also give us oxygen, and they are a good habitat for a lot of species like insects, birds, and animals. And now let's learn some math. Let's read this information. A billion is 1,000 million. A billion is 1,000 million, and this is how to write the number billion. Look and label the diagram with the correct numbers. Here we have numbers, billions, 100 millions, 100,000, tens, and thousands. So let's complete these large numbers up to billions. Here, ones. And then tens. يعني يا ولاد الخانة الأولى دي اسمها الأحاد ones، وبعد كده بتبقى tens العشرات، hundreds المئات، thousands الآلاف، 10,000 عشرات الآلاف، 100,000 مئات الألوف. And then we have millions here, and then 10 millions, 100 millions, and finally billions. And here we have a very interesting question. Read and match. Can you read this number? It's a billion. The second number is 100 million. Yes, 100 million. And the third one is 1,000. 1,000. Number 4 is 100,000. 100,000. And number 5 is 10,000. 1,000. And now let's go to another part of the lesson, pronunciation. Let's pronounce these words together. We have the sound sw and sl. Number 1, swim, sw, swim. Yes, swim. Number 2, slice, sl, slice. 3, swan. And then we have slippers, slippers. After that we have sweets, sweets. And sweep, sweep. And then we have sleep, sleep. And switch, switch. And here we have a bit of interesting information. We use the suffix full. We use the suffix full. يعني دي ملحقة بنلحقها بآخر الكلمة. At the end of many adjectives بنحطها في نهاية الصفات. It means full of يعني معناها مليئة ب. So the suffix full means full of, full of. And here, as you see, we have here some adjectives. Sorry. Beautiful يعني مليء بالجمال أو جميل جدا. Careful حريص جدا. Colorful مليء بالألوان. Helpful يعني شخص مساعد جدا. Useful حاجة مفيدة جدا. So as you see here, we can notice the suffix full at the end of these adjectives. So we have here a very interesting part of the question. Find the words in the box. You have to find these words, these adjectives, they are here. Check the meaning of the words in a dictionary. So you can go to the dictionary and check the meaning. يعني بيقول روح للقاموس. قاموس يعني اسمه dictionary. You can find the meaning of these adjectives. So beautiful, for example, means full of beauty. Okay, so let's answer this question together. And here we have the adjective beautiful. Let's search for other adjectives. As you see, we can find the adjective useful. Okay, and what about colorful? Yes, there is the adjective colorful here. Okay, sorry, colorful here. Careful, careful, and there is the adjective careful here. Yes, this is careful. So let's find helpful. Where are you? Helpful. Can you find it? Yes, there is the adjective. Yes, helpful. Yes, helpful. Okay. And now let's practice. Let's answer some questions. Okay. Choose the correct answer. Question number 1. The land in the delta, desert, valley is very dry. The land in the, yes, in the desert is very dry. Number 2. There are cows and goats that live on the house, city, farm. Can you think? Can you find the answer? Yes, there are cows and goats that live on the farm. Okay. Sentence number 3. They use the rainwater sea pipe to water their plants and trees. So they use the rain water to water their plants and seed and trees. Here we have another question. Rearrange the following words to make meaningful sentences. Okay. Number 1, work hard, they very. Can you rearrange these words? Yes, it's very easy. They worked very hard. They worked very hard. Number 2, planted seeds of they millions. Can you rearrange these sentences? These words. They planted millions of seeds. They planted millions of seeds. Okay. Let's go to number 3. Dress very is hair colorful. Can you rearrange these words? Yes. Her dress is very colorful. Her dress is very colorful. Let's go to another question. Write a short paragraph about life on a farm. You can use the following words as guidelines. So you can use these words in your writing. Clean air, quietness, animals, trees, and crops. So you can pause the video and try to write your own paragraph. And here is my paragraph. Life on a farm is wonderful. You can enjoy the clean air. You cannot find factories or a lot of cars that can pollute the air there. You can just find quietness. People there raise different animals, such as cows, buffaloes, goats, sheep, and donkeys. They grow lots of trees like oranges, lemons, mangoes, and different crops like wheat, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, and green pepper. In summary, life on a farm is great. And as you see, زي ما انتم شايفين يا ولاد، احنا استخدمنا الكلمات اللي مطلوبة مننا، بس طبعا حطيناها في جمل متناسقة. So clean air, here you can enjoy the clean air. Quietness, and there is a word quietness. Animals, yes, we mentioned some examples for animals. And trees, yes, like oranges, lemons, mangoes, etc. And crops, here is the word crops, like wheat, potatoes, and so on. So you can pause the video and write your own paragraph. And this is the end of our video. Study hard, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, bye bye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.